Hey guys, it's your boy Anthony, and I'm here today to show you guys how to set up Clip Studio for animation. Alright, so my computer has been down recently, and I got help from this guy here named Steel Roti. He's on TikTok and also on Twitch. Right, he does fix computers and thing too. And what he is doing on TikTok is mostly on TikTok and Twitch is mostly play Warframe. As you can see here, yeah, he has played a lot of Warframes. Right, every day he's play Warframe. He was able to help me get through fixing up my computer, and I'm like, putting it back on track, which is a godsend. You understand? So give him a follow. Support the guy, and if you guys have any problems with your PCs and thing, you could go to him, and he will send you to his Discord, which he will, guide you. If you guys, looking for a tech Wisner, he's that. Right? So, let's not waste any more time. Let's go into how to set up your Clip Studio. See, now everything on my computer reset, in a sense. Due to the methods that he showed me, I didn't have to really install back anything. But what I have to do, like everything, all my programs and settings and shortcuts that is used on Clip Studio and other programs reset. So now I have to go through the notions of putting it back together again like Humpty Dumpty. Okay, so this here is my Clip Studio. And when you start Clip Studio, most likely your interface mightn't look exactly like this because I had time to move some stuff around and stuff. So the first thing you want to do when starting for animation, you see on top here is the bar. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get rid of some of these things here, right? I just right click and delete them because you really don't need them up here though. You really don't need this, so I'll delete up to the undo and redo, and I'll leave everything else here. So you want to right click here and you want to go down to command bar settings. That's one way in doing it, or you could just come here to file and you want to go down here to command bar settings and you get the same thing here. And in command bar settings, you want to set up for animation, right? So you're going to go animation, and in animation, we want to add some things to the bar here, right? So let's go into play and stop, right? Just going to play and stop. Well, playback settings. We hit that, right? So playback in real time, play all frames, loop play, render to the camera, render before starting playback, prefer speed, prefer quality. Right, so the ones that we want is playback in real time. So we click that, we add that, and it will come up right here, see on top here. Alright, playback all frames. Nah. Prefer speed, prefer quality, render in real time, we want this. Prefer quality, we want this. Right, so we want those three. But if you guys want to, you guys could put prefer speed, and you guys could put play all frames. Right, but I'll just add that and this just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Right, so after you're done adding those things, you could add more if you want to. Right, that's entirely up to you. It have like table, it have labels, it have whatever you guys might want to add in, right? That's entirely up to you. But this is what I'm adding here for the time being, right? So then I close, and this will be up here, right? It's invisible right now because I input nothing on the screen, right? So in order to utilize this, we're going to go here, and I'm going to open up one of my animations. This will take a while to load up. Alright, so that is up. It's here. Alright, so this is one of my animations I did some time back. Supposed to finish it, Witch Rumble. That's the name. Alright, so if I play this here, it's going to play. Alright. And the reason why I tell you guys about the quality and the playback speed, you see these three here that activate here. This tree here is play in real time, which it is doing. Right? Render before starting playback. That's what it do when I open it up. It was rendering all the frames and them. And prefer quality, meaning the high quality that it is, it will play in that thing. So if I want to switch it up like play all frames, it's gonna come off of play in real time. And if I go to play speed, the quality go and switch to play speed. Right, so I'm gonna play it now and you're gonna see the difference. You see how slowly it's playing? It's playing slowly, but you see now it still have the render before starting, right? Playing slowly, but the quality kind of drop due to that now. So we don't really want that when it comes to that. Right, so we want to make sure we have these three activated at all times. So whenever we want to play back, it will give us the best quality. It will basically render everything before playing and giving us the best quality, showing us how the animation will look when it's finished. Right, so we have that. Now the next part now we're going into is shortcuts. Right, so we come up here to file, we click file and we go down to shortcuts, and in shortcuts we want to go into animation. In animation now we have, let's see, let's go to playback settings. Right, so you'll go to start, go to end, meaning you want to set keyframe, not keyframes, you want to set keys, shortcut keys to go back from the beginning to the end of the animation here. Right, so we don't want that. We want to be able to go through our frames one by one. So we hit this and we double click here, and how I like to put in my shortcuts on them by the up, down, left, right buttons on the keyboard. I have like say the control and the two arrow keys next to the shift key, the right shift key. Right, I'll just press like say to go back previously, the arrow that pointing left, and to go forward, the arrow pointing right. So that'll be my forward and back when I go through that process, right? So when I press OK, I'll be going back and forward. By holding down Control, I'll be going back and forward. And then I could hold it down and then it could go through all the frames and them. See, that's all the frames and them done already rendered. I don't need to, you know, sometimes you'll get this little stickage here and there. It's not that smooth, but you know, you're going through each of the frames and them. Right, so that one shortcut. Right, other shortcuts and them where you guys could put in also. Right, let's say we go into, right, so this is move frame. We have the shortcuts here. We have labels. Now when it comes to labels, like to say you guys could put in this if you guys want. That is entirely up to you. But when it comes to labels, like say you do keyframes, right? You do one keyframe, one pose, and you go into the next pose. Now what labels is do is like label in between. So you're basically creating in between labels, so you will know exactly how much frames before you're adding an in between to going into the next keyframe. Right? So you have your create labels, right? And you have two of them. It's one here like to say the blank the blank keyframe, like the blank in between, and it have the one with the little dot here, the light one, to show that this in between is occupied. You can basically switch them. As soon as you start drawing them, you're basically switching to that one. That what these two is about, right? But I just normally do it in the timeline. That is just me. That is just me. I just normally do it in the timeline. Right? So it have show animation cells. Right, so for this one here, you guys could put these here as you have the show onion skin. It have show the onion skin settings. I will normally add those to numpad 4 and numpad 5, right? And then I'll go up. I'd have this one here. This kind of going backwards there, but what I'll say. New animation cell, animation layers, animation folder. So this here will add a new animation folder. So I'm going to put this as 1, camera 2, audio 3. Right? And animation cells. Did I put that as, I should put that as 1 in it. New animation cells. Put that as 1. Yes. Switch it to 1. Folder 2. Audio 3. Or should I put this as 2? Press yes. Right. Put this as 3. Press yes. This here will be 4. Press yes. Right. And let's go back down here. Right. Onion skins. Right. Onion skin. Enable onion skin. Go and be 5. Say yes. And put you as the settings as 6. Right. So we have that. And now that is that. If you guys want, you guys could mess around with more things like light tables and stuff. That'll be entirely up to you if that's what you're looking for, right? It have a next thing too. We call auto actions shortcuts. We'll be getting to that just now, right? Right after this. So you press OK. We come out here, and now we want to demonstrate whatever that we just put as shortcuts, right? So I'm going to be coming out of this. I ain't going to be tampering with this no more. And we're going to go into File. We're going to go into New. And we're going to set up for animation. Now, how I set up for animation, I go 1920 by 1080 and resolution I put it as 600. Don't ask me, I like my thing to be crispy clean. That is just me. Right, down here now, I have this at 24 frames. You can just drop this here and get the frames that you're looking for. I have mine as 24 frames per second. And this one here will say playback time. We could go from 0 to whatever numbers, but I want to put this as seconds plus frame. Okay, so I press that and you go down to playback time 5 to 0, whatever. You go see what I'm talking about just now, because this will go in hand with 24 frames, right? And everything else here, just leave it as it is, right? So you have that 1920 by 1080 and yada yada. You can save the settings by coming up here and saving it here and giving it a name if you want. So I just put this as new animation sheet. New sheet. New sheet. So I say new 2D sheet. Right. We had that. Right. Frame rate. You could add these numbers on here. Numbers of stories. Short template. So whatever. The frame rate and this here resolution. So that's saved there, right? New animation sheet. So let's press OK, and this will come up here. So with the shortcuts and thing we have so far, as you can see, I'm going through the shortcuts, the previous and next frame, right? And on this part here, so you go to layer, right? So we could add a new cell by pressing 1, right? We could add that by pressing 1. And if you want to take away our frame, like to say we add 1 frame here and we're going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to take it away, we're going to have to make a auto action, right? And going into auto action just now. We're just testing out all the different kinks before we go into auto action. So we press 2 on the keyboard and it will give us our next folder. So this is our next animation folder, and this one here is going into create a camera. So we're on the camera at this resolution here. So that will create a folder for the camera, which you will be putting all of this, like everything here after you're done animating, into that camera view. So you could actually zoom up the camera on the scenes and zoom out and whatever you want to do. But you can't really pan and thing like 3D now. Yet. They ain't done that yet. And I hardly doubt that they will do that anytime soon. Right? So you have that. Right? The next one is 4. So that's for audio. And then you have 5. That's for onion skin. This here. You can press it on and off for the onion skin. And then you have 6 onion skin settings. So when you press that, you could go in like to say you could change the colors if you want to, and you could add how much onion skin you want, like how much before you go to the next keyframe now. So you'll be working on the in-between and them. Right? So you'd have that. Right? So cancel out of that, and those are the shortcuts on them. The normal shortcuts on them. So we're going into the auto action shortcuts now. So continuing in what we will be doing here, we're going to be doing the auto action now. Right, so first thing first, from the shortcuts we made earlier on, going back and forth here, we want to press 1 and create this. It will come in handy later on, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so we create a new folder, and within the folder, how I like to do the folders in them, I like to add a vector layer and a normal raster layer. Right, one for rough sketch, one for cleanup. That's how I do my thing, right? So let me move on now. So to add the auto action now, we want to be able to insert. Right, so to insert a new keyframe, insert a frame, so bump it up. So now this is on trees, right? So I insert 1 and now it's on trees. So and now we're going to delete that frame and it will go down. So we don't want to be doing that all the time, right? We want to be doing this all the time. So we're going to go into auto action. Most of you guys who start Clip Studio for the first time, you're going to have this here. You're going to have the auto action here. But if you don't have it here, you want to come up here on top, click Windows, go down to auto action, right under history. So when you click that, this will pop up, right? So I already created this add and delete, right? And in order to create this, you just come to the side here and you just create a new auto action set, right? But when you get yours will be default. You just have to click this and create your own auto action set. So we're going to come down here and press this, and you're going to create a new auto action within the auto action, right? And you want to name what you're going to be using it for. So I'm going to be using this as add. This is going to insert a frame, which is add a frame. The other one is going to delete that insert frame. So I'm going to name this one delete. And then I'm going to add another one called delete frame. Delete frame. And the last one, I'm going to name it rename. All right, so now that we have them 4 contenders here, we're going to go to the first one and we're going to hit this red button right down here. Once it turns square, now we could implement the auto action. So you're going to come down here and right click, insert frame. Now you can see now something here pop up, they're saying insert frame, all right, underneath add. So we want that, right? So we don't want to click anything else in order to screw that up, so we want to turn it off. And now when we press this play button here, it's going to insert frames by 1. So now we're going to close that in and we're going to go down to the second one. This one is delete. I'm going to we're going to come here, turn this on, right click, delete, right? So get out to action now. Turn this off and now we have that, right? So this one here, delete frame. Now when it comes to deleting a frame, what you will normally do is delete the frame on the timeline itself. You want to delete the frame on the timeline and also the frame within the layer itself, right? So I'm going to turn this on and now we're going to go to delete and we're going to come here to the folders on the layers and we are going to delete this too. After you're done setting up this here, you want to turn it off, right? And after you're done turn it off, you want to minimize this and go to rename, drop that down, yeah, this rename here, and you want to add rename in timeline order, right? But I done already went around and do this one, so I'm going to show you guys again. So you want to add this, you want to activate this here, and now you want to go up to edit track, not edit, animation, and you're going to edit track and go to rename in timeline order. Now that we have that, we want to be able to go on to the next one, right? So in order to utilize this now, we want to press, we want to make sure this is off because we don't already get what we want. We don't already get what we want here. So we're going to use our shortcuts, control and arrow keys. Come up here, press 1 to get this. And now we're going to go into the middle of it. We're going to press 1 again. And now this is going to change into 1A. And now that this is 1A, we're going to come here to our rename. And we're going to press the pay button. And as you can see down here, it changed from 1A to 2. And it changed the 2 that was here to 3. So this is like a fast way in getting this. And next thing too that I wanted to do is go back into the shortcuts. Animator, or as an animator, you wouldn't want to be constantly pressing just to go through each and every one of the. We're gonna go to file here. We want to go straight down to shortcuts, and we want to go to edit track. On your menu here, you want to go to edit track. There it is, edit track, and in edit track, you want to go straight down to, we are looking for, let's see. Nope. Yep, this is here. Select previous cell, select next cell. So previous cell, we're going to go with Alt and the arrow key back. Alt with the arrow key forward, right? And now we have that, and since we have that, we're gonna press OK. And now, anytime we press Alt and the back key, instead of going straight it, so instead of pressing Control and going through it one by one, we could just press the Alt key and just go through it normal. Now I know some of you guys will be like, so why you don't just put that as going to the next keyframe? You could do that if you want to, but just showing you guys, you have two options, right? You could go through it the normal way, which is the keyframe way, or you could just go through it as, you know, the cell way. They like going to different cells instead of going through the cells like how I've been going through with the keyframes. The cells is the keyframes. All right, so we have that, right? So now that we have these auto actions in place now, we want to add a shortcut to each and every one of them. So in order to do that, you want to go to File, Shortcut, and you want to come up here, go to Auto Action here, drop this, and now we're going to assign auto actions to this. So for add, we're going to go with the plus sign, delete the minus sign, delete frame, the star sign, and rename. You can put that as a slash. Everything within hand coordination. Then we want to press OK. Then the next thing too you want to do is like on your layer here. So let's say I thought this layer here is a roughs. We want to be able to change the color. You're going to come here and change the color into that, right? So this here could be roughs. You can double click and rename it as rough. So this will be for the rough animations, the rough sketch, right? And if you want to be able to see this red line here, so you could see which one is different from the other, so you wouldn't be like confused. You want to come up here to this little box thing here. You know, click that. You want to go up to show palette color, and show palette color cells. You want to make sure these two is on. So when you see you change the color of each animation folder, you'll be able to see the different colors, right? So you ain't gonna be confused on the timeline, and you ain't gonna be confused when it comes to your layers under. Right? So you could continuously do that. So you could have everything in our order. You understand? So if you have reached this far into the video and you like what you see, right, I practically show you guys everything when it comes to setting up your animation. Everything that is set, you could use to set up your animation. Right? So if you guys have reached this far into the video and you like what you see, please like and subscribe and follow for more. I really hope this video helped you guys. I really hope it was insightful. I hope it helped in some kind of way when setting up. Usually I would just like start a draw or something so, but I know this video has gone on long enough and I don't want it to be too long. So you guys stay healthy, stay safe wherever you are in the world. You guys rock. I am out.